What's up everyone, Lord Diaz here and welcome to the first of hopefully many more impression videos. If you enjoyed this format, drop a comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world. Today, I'm diving into my first impressions of the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta. I've been playing for a couple of days now and I've got a lot to say. There's some great stuff here, but there's also a few things that need some work. So, let's get into it. First off, let's start with the big one, Omni Movement. You are no longer just running, sliding, or jumping. You can now slide sideways, dive at angles, and even sprint backward. It's a whole new layer of creativity and strategy to how you move around the map. Are you in tight gunfights? Instead of just popping up or strafing, you can dive out of cover, slide backwards, and force enemies to recalibrate. Treyarch has done a great job balancing these flashy moves with Call of Duty's core gunplay. You don't have to master the system to compete. Good aim and positioning will still dominate. And if you want to get creative, Omni Movement lets you pull off some insane plays. Of course, there is a risk. Get too fancy, and you might leave yourself exposed. Though it rewards smart, tactical players who know when to use it and when to stick to the basics. As awesome as Omni Movement is, there is a potential downside: exploits. I've already seen clips on TikTok of players moving so erratically that they're almost impossible to hit. It's something that Treyarch will need to keep an eye on. And there is a learning curve. And if you're coming from older Call of Duty titles, it might take a minute to get used to. Trust me, once you do, the game feels faster, more dynamic, and just overall better. Now, let's talk weapons. Black Ops 6 nails it so far. The guns feel solid, satisfying, and consistent, whether you're using small machine guns, assault rifles, or LMGs. As it pertains to the time to kill, it strikes a pretty good balance. You get that classic COD intensity without feeling cheated most of the time. And one standout feature that more people need to talk about: consistent damage output. There's no more weird multipliers, percentages, math, or anything of the sort. It's a huge help, especially with the fast-paced Omni Movement. You always know what to expect. And the guns, in typical Treyarch fashion, they've got character. SMGs are perfect for close quarters, assault rifles dominate the mid-range, and LMGs pack a serious punch. Each gun feels distinct, with its own rhythm and role, adding a layer of immersion to every match. Now, as much as I'm loving the Black Ops 6 beta so far, there are a few things Treyarch could tweak to make the experience even better and keep things fun for everybody. Right now, earning score streaks feels like a grind. For example, a basic UAV costs 675 points, which is a bit steep, especially if you're not racking up high kill streaks every match. Lowering the costs slightly would give more players a chance to contribute to their team's success and keep things fun for everyone. With Omni Movement already allowing so much mobility, tactical sprint just doesn't really feel necessary anymore. The difference between regular sprint and tactical sprint is barely noticeable, and with all the other movement options, it just feels like an extra mechanic we don't really need. Why not just bump up the regular sprint speed and streamline the whole thing? Something to consider. During the beta, there were moments when gunfights felt inconsistent. Sometimes I'd land the first few shots, but the enemy would somehow turn around and insta-kill me. It seems to be related to desync or ping problems. Hopefully Treyarch tightens this up for launch so gunfights feel fair and consistent every time. And in a fast-paced game like this, every second counts. But some of the weapon switching animations feel a bit sluggish, especially when you're swapping to a secondary or calling in a score streak. Speeding up these transitions could keep the action flowing and help prevent those frustrating moments when you're caught out because of slow animations. And now let's talk about the maps. One of Black Ops 6's strengths so far. Treyarch has kept the classic 3-lane design that they're famous for, but they've spiced it up with a little bit of variety. With that being said, the spawn system could use some fine-tuning. There were a few times where I spawned directly into enemy fire, or in really awkward spots. It throws off the flow of the match. On top of that, a couple of the maps feel a little bit claustrophobic, especially in 6v6 modes, but that's to be expected. You sometimes get funneled into tight areas where things can get a little too chaotic. A few more open routes or alternate paths could help balance that out and keep things from getting too grenade heavy. Overall, Black Ops 6 has a great variety of maps that keep things fresh and exciting. The map design caters to a wide range of playstyles, and there's definitely some tweaking to do, but nothing that's a deal breaker so far. So that's my take on the Black Ops 6 beta. There's a lot to love here. Innovative movement, satisfying gameplay, and some great map designs. But as with any beta, there are a few rough edges. The good news? There's plenty of time for Treyarch to polish things up before launch. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you excited for the full release? Or are there some areas you would like to see improved? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Call of Duty content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.